All right, everyone. Welcome. Happy Monday night. Thank you for being here with us. If you're listening to the recording, we're excited to have you listening in. My name is Kelly Brown, and I am one of the coaches and the founder of the Freedom Family, which is the team of coaches that you're here hanging out with. I'm excited to be able to share with you and to have some of our coaches here tonight to lean in and share with you the ins and outs of coaching, how coaching has made an impact in their life, and just some of the details of this opportunity to see if it's something that could bless your life how it has ours. I find that in the year of 2020, for a lot of us, when the shutdown happened and people were kind of sent home and unable to connect outside of their house, as a team, we all talked about how we felt like we'd almost been trained and prepared to serve during a time such as this. And no one thought that we would still be facing these things I've kind of come to hate the word uncertainty, but that's just the way it is. And unprecedented. Those are like my two least favorite words right now. But the fact is, we don't really know what tomorrow will be like for those of us that have kids in school or with jobs. And in our world right now, and pivot, yes, Allison. If there's one thing that really, actually a few things that really matter, it's the value of connection, the value of taking care of ourselves, and the value of serving one another. Because when there's fear and so much stress and anxiety in our culture, people want to turn in and they want to disconnect a little, even though they want connection. They just want it to be safe, and stress is not good for your bodies. It's not good for your family. And so tonight, as we present the opportunity, before I start talking about the details, I just wanted to tell you that I really believe that if ever there was a really perfect time, so to speak, nothing's ever perfect, but like a blessed and good time to be a part of this mission, it's now. We're in the holidays where people are busy and enjoying the season, and then they ramp up for the new year and they want a fresh start. And if anything, people really want 2021 to be a fresh start. And our job as coaches, as we will share more about in this call, is to meet people where they are and to help them step into their journey and to help them write their story and to walk with them through health and wellness and self-care. So, like I said, my name's Kelly Brown. I've been coaching with Beachbody for 7 years. It's been a tremendous blessing. I'm a mom. I have 7 kiddos. My husband is an elementary school principal where my youngest 4 go. I have 1 at home, and then my oldest 2 are in high school. And we live in Ohio, although we are Southerners at heart. And it is freezing here right now. Just saying, I have a heater at my feet. For my northern friends are like, it's not that cold. It's only 35. But we moved here 10 years ago. And at that point in time, we had made the decision to move up here because when we lived in Louisiana, my husband and I both worked several jobs, and I just desired to be at home. I didn't want to work. So when I first started to coach, it was purely because I needed some accountability in my fitness. I was stuck. I had 5 children. My youngest was 6 months old, and I just was not losing the baby weight the way I had in the past. Because ultimately, to be honest, I did not have a healthy relationship with food or the scale. I was very stuck in emotional eating, and I just wanted something different because what I was doing wasn't working. So my coach was sharing some things on social media about a program called Insanity. I decided, it looks crazy, but maybe Courtney and I could do it together. So we bought it for each other for Christmas, and we did the program on our own. That January, I remember when I did the fit test, I got sick afterwards because that's how out of shape I was. We completed Insanity. I didn't take before pictures. I didn't take measurements. I wasn't involved in any kind of Beachbody group. I didn't take any supplements. And I remember at the end feeling like it didn't work. I'm sure that I had results, but my mindset was so fixed on perfection, I couldn't see it. So I reached out to that same coach and said, hey, I did Insanity and it didn't work. And she said to me, have you ever thought about working on your nutrition? Have you considered adding something like Shakeology? And I said, nope, that's expensive. We have 5 kids. We live on a single income. But I still watched because she was a mom of 5 and I saw that she had this energy and I just wanted to have that because I was exhausted and overwhelmed all the time. So she offered a 10-day challenge later that spring, and I decided to treat myself for Mother's Day to a 10 days of Shakeology. One of the best decisions I've literally ever made. Drinking Shakeology for 10 days and being surrounded in a community, I found a little bit of light that I was missing. I mean, I have friends that I saw at book studies and things, but I never talked about my struggles with food and the way I felt about myself. So in order to start and purchase Shakeology and do a program with Beachbody, which back then were DVDs, I decided to sign up as a coach because it was the way to save money. When you sign up as a coach, you save 25%. Shakeology was going to stretch our budget, and I wanted to join with that intention and that alone. I had no intention of working the business. That first challenge I did was 90 days long. When I finished the challenge, I had lost like 7 pounds, like over 12 inches. I felt incredible. My energy was through the roof. I was finding joy around my kids because before I was really overwhelmed most of the time. And all I knew was that if I could help like a few people have that joy, then I wanted to pay it forward. So I started to like dabble and learn a little about the business and tap into a little bit of the trainings. And slowly over time, like I said, I've been doing this for 7 years. I stepped from, a hobby to part-time to full-time coaching. And I've been able to build a team and provide for my families the needs that we have that one income doesn't provide for. And also in other ways, coaching has blessed me because I love to serve. I love people. Like my nickname is I'm a Care Bear, like kind of a mix between the one that has hearts and sunshine, maybe with a little bit of thunderstorm, but I just love people. And as a mom with all these kids, I love my family, but there's a piece of me that wants to serve and teach and help women really step into that comfort in their skin and learning that they're beautiful and loved by God. And I found that with Beachbody, they provide the fitness and nutrition tools, and I get to provide the environment to love on people through their journey as I'm working on my own. The way Beachbody works is it was started actually by Carl Deichler and John Condon back in 1998. So they started running these infomercials for programs like Power 90 and P90X. And people were purchasing these programs off infomercials, and they found that they were creating these message boards and like helping each other out on the message boards. And so they decided maybe they could do something with this instead of just selling programs on infomercials at 11 o'clock at night or noon on Saturdays after cartoons were done back in the day when we didn't have TV 24/7. They decided that they would start the Coach Network, where they would have people who are using the products be able to kind of advocate for the company and connect people to the products and support them together. And so the Coach Network started in 2007. And that's what we're doing still today. I mean, Beachbody has evolved through the seasons. There's digital now. They don't have the DVDs, which has been amazing. Beachbody On Demand. They have a digital platform for groups. They have nutrition programs that have come out. They see a need and they meet the need. And what I love about our company is the purpose of it, and the mission of the company is to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives. It's to help them to make a commitment and to succeed in their goals. And the diversity in our company and the way people run their challenge groups, their businesses and their teams is a beautiful thing to witness, that you can have a team like the Freedom Family that's very faith-based and grounded, where we can minister to others and pray to others as well as sweat and work on our nutrition. And then another team that has a completely different vision is they work together and it's respected. And I love that about our business and the company that we work with. And so the mission of the Freedom Family that was really laid on my heart 5 years ago was to embrace freedom in our own journey, to share that truth through walking the walk. And we share on social media, we talk to people, just being a good human, and then inspire other people to step into their story. Because you have a story, friend. Like, you are here tonight because whoever invited you here has watched your story and wants you to be a part of the mission of this team, because we cannot do it on our own. I cannot serve all of the women in the world. Like, I can't. Some people don't want a Care Bear for a coach, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that I can't have people on my team that coach in different styles, but we're united under our mission and we're able to serve women and men who need that freedom in their health and wellness. And so tonight, I just want to invite you to lean in with us. We're going to talk a little bit about the ins and outs of coaching. You can ask any questions in the chat. If you're a coach on the team, please feel free to share things, add feedback. This is a hangout. Like a lot of times we call these coach opportunity webinars, which sounds so formal, but as much as this is a business and we do work, we also are family. And to me, it's important. You will hear 3 of us speaking, but there are coaches on here whose stories matter as well. And they have testimony to share. And that testimony breaks walls down and helps people truly live a life of freedom. So I'm going to start with Angie Bradley. Angie, can you take a little bit to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Angie Bradley. I'm one of the coaches. I'm a homeschooling mom of 9. I have, my oldest is 24 and my youngest is 5. So I wish I had more little ones, but my youngest is 5. So there we are. I have a master's degree in counseling. I was an art therapist for a couple of years, and then I started having kids, and I've kind of gone back and forth to work every once in a while when we needed it or when we needed a backup plan. And but now I'm a coach instead of being an art therapist.
That's awesome. I love to you'll hear like all of, and Megan, you'll have to share too. And if you're a coach here tonight, share in the chat like kind of what your background is too, because I want you guys to see there's a lot of like different backgrounds. Like I was a theology philosophy major, not fitness and nutrition. But Angie, can you share a little bit about, as a busy homeschooling mom of 9 who's working to build like a full-time business and a large team, like how do you fit it into your schedule?
Oh, how do I fit it into my schedule? I have to be very intentional with my time anyway. Just getting school, meals, life, appointments, everything has to be scheduled. So I set aside a couple, like an hour to an hour and a half every night to do my work. And I pretty much get it all done in that hour to hour and a half every night. Sometimes I have to catch up a little bit on the weekends, but I really don't have time to be doing much more than that. So in the evenings, I sit down and I will talk to my friends. I will reach out to new people and just see how they're doing. Like if I know that somebody had a baby, I oftentimes will reach out and just say, how are you doing? I had postpartum when I had all 9 of my kids. How are you doing? I would love to talk if you're having problems. So like people who don't know me, I reach out to them anyway, because I wish somebody had reached out to me when I had my kids and just said, I know you don't know me, but are you having any of these symptoms? Because, and this gives me like I have a purpose. Like I can do that. And then if they ever feel like joining me, fine. If they don't, that's fine too. But I have kind of there's a part of my job as a mission to reach out and communicate with people and show them that they're seen and show them that I see them and that they've had a kid. And this can be a really hard time. And everybody wants to say, isn't it amazing? But sometimes it is like walking through a swamp when you have a new baby, and it's hard. So part of my job, I see it as reaching out to those people who feel like nobody sees them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I love that you share that, because you'll also find when you become a coach that you have a specific like kind of group that you want to serve based on your story, and you're equipped to serve them because of your story. Can you share a little bit about, there's a common concern where people are like, but I'm still working on my goals. Like what, I haven't reached my goals, but I'm still on my journey. And I think we all kind of chuckle because we're like, me too. But can you share a little bit about what you would say to someone who's thinking that?
Okay. So the first thing when I hear that question is, you're never going to be done. We're never done. If we get to where we're done, like we're dead. We're not done. We're always going to be growing. We're always going to be learning something new, figuring something out. Coronavirus is going to hit and we're going to all be thrown for a loop. Like stuff just happens. The last 3 weeks, I was so fatigued I couldn't work out. I run marathons. Like I work out every day. I love it. And sometimes twice a day, just because I think it's fun. And I couldn't do anything. I'm still on my journey. I still have to figure out what happened, what was wrong. I have to figure out my nutrition, what I can change, what I can tweak, how to make it better. So I'm always on my journey. I might not have 400 pounds to lose, but I'm not where I want to be, and I'm not as fit as I'd like to be. And so I just keep going. And having that story, keeping going, getting back up when you fall down, that is where people can see themselves in your story, and that's where they want to join you, because they see you're real. You're not like Barbie doll who only eats cabbage and doesn't have to, like, always looks great. I don't always look great. I usually look like this. I'm still in my workout clothes. I worked out at 6 a.m. I'm still in those same clothes.
No, I love it. You look awesome. And I think it's so good that you share that, because that's one of the beautiful things of this is your goals evolve, and your, like, where you want to be evolves, and that inspires people to keep going. You know, there's such a quick fix mentality in our culture, and our team is big on trying to break that so that you enjoy the journey. It's not like, I can't be happy till I'm at my goal, you know. So if you had like one piece of advice to share to someone that's sitting here tonight listening, what would you share when they're kind of discerning whether or not they want to be a part of the team? I just totally made that question up, by the way.
I was going to say that was not in my set of questions.
On the spot.
If I was going to say something to someone, I would say, there is no harm in giving it a try and living out loud and showing people who you really are. Because I think when I didn't want to join, I was hiding behind the screen. I was hiding behind everybody else. I was hiding in the pictures. I was hiding everywhere. And when I became a coach and I jumped in and I had to start kind of sharing my journey and living out loud in front of people, it was hard. But I am a changed person because of it. I feel like people know me better now than they ever have. And that's important to me too, because I get to be seen also.
Yeah.
Which is what other people want. And I think that that's so important. And I really, it's been such a gift to be a coach and to have a community and to have a group and have people who tell me I have changed their lives. I have changed their families. I have helped them. And that is like, I read that or I hear that and it makes everything better, because if I can just help one family and it helps the lineage of their family for the rest of, like, for on and on, I've changed the world as far as I'm concerned. And I can, like, there's so little places I can do that. They're so stuck at home with 9 kids homeschooling. There's not a lot of places where I'm going out and doing stuff for other people's families. And this is one of those ways. So it makes all the difference for me. So I guess live out loud and give it a shot and jump right in, because I think it's a better gift than you'll ever know until you do it.
Amen to that. I mean, I could totally 100% agree. Like I'm not the same person I was 7 years ago. I'm more myself. Like, I feel like you get to learn who you are, you know?
And she made that question up right there.
I totally just made it up.
Sorry if that was all loopy.
That was good.
I was not ready for that.
You did great. It came up. It's like a Holy Spirit, like, tap. So I had to listen. That was so good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Megan, can you share a little bit about how you got started with coaching and a little bit about you?
Yes, my name is Megan Kaufman. I am a boy mom. I have 3 boys under the age of 5. My husband is a youth minister. He's working all the time, so he's not home right now, hence my 2.5-year-old who refuses to go to bed watching PBS Kids at 8:30 at night, you know? And yeah, I majored in theology, thought I was going to be the youth minister, but I'll be honest, when I was applying for jobs as graduation came closer and closer, I was like way too scared to put myself out there and like lead a ministry. And then years later, here I am as a coach leading running my own business, which to me feels 100% like a ministry. So it's kind of funny. But kind of like Andrew was saying, like I didn't know the gift it would be for myself until I was in it. Yeah, it's been a huge gift in the sense of like giving me that confidence to step out and share and offer help to people. But yeah, I just didn't have a whole lot of confidence. So I worked at the Catholic company in their customer service, and I taught online, and I nannied, and all of those things had some things I liked about them, but they just were not things that I wanted to do forever. They were kind of like desperate jobs. And so I wanted to stay home with my babies. I wanted my family to be able to grow. Guys. And I wanted to be able to do this in the mess of my life, which you 100% can do. It'll come on, baby. So yeah, I reached out to my coach and asked her about coaching, and she invited me to a webinar like this. And a lot of people were sharing about how Beachbody and the business had changed their life. And a lot of people were sharing about how they supported their husbands in their work. Some people as much as brought their husbands to early retirements. And some people were sharing about how the tools had helped them overcome eating disorders. And I have a history of an eating disorder, and it's always a little bit of a shadow in my life. And so to hear that it helped somebody, but then they can help other people was a huge, like it was something I was just really drawn to. So I had to sign up. Here I am now, for almost 4 years later.
I love it. And I love the shouting in the background. You guys probably can't hear it, but my kids are running upstairs, and I'm waiting for a leg one day to like drop through the ceiling during a webinar because they're like jumping up and down. Never in bed on nights we have the calls. No, thank you so much for sharing that. So can you talk a little bit to a couple concerns that a lot of times, and I know I had it when I first started to do the business side of things, is we see a lot of social media selling, and it almost looks icky nowadays. So it makes people afraid to like reach out to people to share things to sell, because they don't want to be salesy, and they don't want people to feel like they're only talking to them because they want to sell them something. And so can you share a little bit about how our team's approach is different, and like how you've kind of overcome that, if you ever even had it? I'm not sure if you had that. I know I had it.
Oh yeah, I've had that. And I think it still sometimes can taunt me, but I think about the foundation of the company and how they decided to make this a multi-level marketing business because people were sharing it anyways. And when somebody loves something or they're excited about something, like they talk to their friends about it and they share it. Like if I get a compliment on what I'm wearing, I think a lot of women do this. They'll be like, oh, got it on sale at Old Navy. Like, you know what I mean? And I think it's kind of the same thing. Like, oh my gosh, you look so good. Like, what are you doing? Oh, like I'm using Beachbody On Demand. I mean, people do that anyways. Oh, I'm using whatever product, or your nails look so good. Oh yeah, I use Color Street. Oh, like your hair looks so good. Oh yeah, I use Monet. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's all these different, we share it anyways. And I think like there's been some shade thrown because people are like, oh, but you're getting money for it. Oh. And I think like for me, I just have to be like, if somebody looks at me that way and thinks that's like a bad thing, that I'm making money off of offering somebody something, then that's their problem and it's not mine. And that might sound really harsh, but like, this is such a gift and it's changing people's lives. Like one of my favorite parts of Summit, our coach, like big coach event once a year, is when we hear the people, there's like if you've ever submitted your results to the challenge, the Team Beachbody challenge, there's winners and they win a bunch of money for their transformation. And the people at the end are just like bawling because and I'm bawling and everybody's bawling because their lives, it's not just that they lost weight. Like this is not just a diet. I mean, if you've been using the products, you know that. this is like people's lives are completely different because of this. People's change in their hearts. Like when you use Beachbody and you work with a coach and you have a community and you have somebody who's asking you how it's going and problem solving with you, you get into the muck of the things that come up that keep you held back. And that changes people's lives for the better. That's why it's not yo-yo dieting. I mean, yes, the tools are amazing, but like you have somebody there walking with you, right? I mean, you probably know this because you're using the products if you're a challenger. And to me, like you're not just selling something to somebody, like you're offering them support, and you just reap the benefit of 25% commission on what the products that they buy and use. They don't even pay you for your service. You just get commission, and like, that's a pretty, simple, like not a whole lot, so they're not going out and paying Alana and Autumn directly. They're not going out and paying Joel directly for their nutritionist help and their personal training, but they get all of that, and so I think that, I don't know, we're just offering such a good thing that it doesn't really feel like you're selling something and then walking away. You're offering a relationship with people. And it also, like, people can take that and leave it too. So, they kind of like, you're offering a lot, and it's really a gift to have that. So that's kind of how I look at it.
No, I love that. I think it's true. And I think that what's beautiful is it is personal, because what we share with people is about changing their health, their wellness, their physical struggles that they have. But that's also why it's so powerful. You know what I mean? So you spoke a little bit about how when we do sell products, we make a 25% commission off of like a sale, but could you explain a little more about how as coaches we earn an income?
Yeah. So most basic, you earn 25% off of your sales. And then, oh sorry. You can also earn, bonuses when you start to build your team as well. So you earn a separate bonus based on the volume that you collect, basically, which is just like the quantity, I guess, of help that's being provided through your business and your team and your network of coaches that you have led and helped build their own businesses, and then they make their own commission. So they keep everything that they deserve and they've earned, and don't share that with you. You make a separate bonus. So between the bonus and the commission, that's how you build your income.
Yes. No, thank you. And for anybody that's on here or listening, we have like a detailed like compensation plan PDF that explains and breaks it all down. Because I know for some people, they need to see like the specifics of how it works, and that would be the best way to explain it versus like walking through the step-by-step tonight. But no, thank you so much for sharing. So when you coach, the beauty of this opportunity, and I'm going to share a few more things and I'm going to let you guys go because it is the evening. But when you coach, what's beautiful about this is you've seen even in the chat between the different people sharing, like, and even in our stories, all of us have stepped into this business at different capacities. There are coaches on our team who are here as discount coaches, which I call them like a community builder. They're here to receive the benefit of the 25% off, and then they add value in our challenge groups. They come to Summit. They enjoy the community. We have coaches that are hobby coaches that, they do everything a discount coach or community builder, but then in addition, they help one or two people from here to there to earn a little extra cash in their pocket. We have coaches that are part-time to full-time, and you get to decide your hours, but they want to earn an extra, $10,000 to $15,000 a year, or coaches that can make $10,000 to $15,000 a month. I mean, there really is no cap. It really is based on your effort, your work, your goals. And the beauty of it is your income in this business is a direct reflection of how many people you're helping. So even as you're building a team and you're helping your team and their goals, which we do collectively as a team, the beauty of that is that it's a reflection of service. It's a reflection of spending that time. And when I say time as a new coach, in 30 minutes to an hour a day, you can create consistency in your business to build that income. It doesn't have to take hours and hours and hours. I probably right now work about 15 hours a week, depending on the season, and sometimes a little more when I have a little more time, because I love what I do. It's funny because I only have one kid at home, but I feel like having the 3-year-old at home is harder than when I had 2 at home because they played together. So I'm kind of in that season where I'm like, I'm a little more strapped. But the beauty of this business is, you get to decide. And if you shift, for example, I am a full-time coach. I work part-time hours, but I built a full-time and continue to add to a full-time income. And, but there was a season this fall where we had a lot of hardship and I had a lot of traveling, and I was able to slow down my business to serve my friends and family. And as a team, everyone leaned in and helped with the trainings and things that we provide. So as a new coach, you have new coach training that is given to you that aligns with your goals. We have a weekly team call where we have training. And then we have our challenger Zooms if you're a challenger. So if you're like a community building coach, to tap into that community. There's so many opportunities for growth. And it's a beautiful opportunity for you to grow and then invite other people in when you feel ready. Something that I feel that I have really felt kind of the tap, so to speak, in the past month or so is just the importance for us to not be afraid to serve others and to not be afraid to teach others and to not be afraid to provide for others if that's on your heart to do. And that's this was said here already by Megan, but I feel very much this team is a ministry to others and a business, which is such a blessing. So to get started as a coach, it's $40 to start your own business. That's the initial investment, which is pretty amazing. If you've ever tried to franchise something, my husband was looking into franchising a swim class school, and it was like $800,000 to invest to start this franchise. And I was like, holy moly. If you've purchased a challenge pack or you choose to purchase a challenge pack, like their new program, 9-Week Control Freak, that's releasing this month, your $40 fee is waived. When you pay your $40, what that does is the company gives you a website. It gives you resources and tools and tons of training in addition to our team's training. And it sets you up as a coach. From there on, you pay $15.95 a month. That was a chair, unless you heard that thump, to maintain your coach status. And then there's no required sales. So you don't have to sign up people. When you sign up with a challenge pack, whether you're getting Performance Line or Shakeology, your monthly shipment of what you're consuming covers the volume to keep you active. If you're going to be a coach, usually people sign up because they're using the products, not just, for no reason. And so the volume that you need is with what you're consuming, is what I'm trying to say. Anything additional that you sell will go towards commissions and things that could help cover your costs. And if you need more explanation of that, we have some documents that kind of lay it all out for you that your coach can share with you. So you get to decide tonight and tomorrow as your coach follows up with you, or whenever you're listening to this recording and following that, I would challenge you, like Angie said, to think why not? If you have a heart to serve people, if you want to work on your health and wellness goals, if you want to grow in your faith and in your confidence and in your belief, if you have a financial need for your family, whether it's you would like to have, I know for me originally it was, I wanted to earn an extra $500 a month because my husband was taking side jobs and we needed that much to help kind of cover things. And then later I needed to make more than that because I have 2 sons with special needs who needed occupational therapy and physical therapy, and that was not in our budget. So I worked hard, my business, to cover those expenses. When we had our 7th kid, we needed a bigger car. You know, so my goal has slowly increased to meet the needs of our family. And now with my kids getting bigger and older, I just see bigger things that I want to provide, like a family vacation and things that would not fit in otherwise if I didn't do this. And so you get to decide those things, and then your coach can help you see what are the activities that you need to do and the amount of time you need to spend to reach that goal. And the sky really is the limit. I have friends in this business who are millionaires from it, you know, and they worked really hard to get there. It's not like they just posted 3 things on Facebook and click, they were like a millionaire. But their ripple effect of 15,000 coaches in their downline is beautiful, right? And it's inspiring to me. And the beauty is I don't have to hustle all day long in the sense of stress and strive. I get to be obedient to my calling as a wife and a mom, and then to serve people through my coaching business in the time I decide that I want to set aside for it. And in addition to that, be tapped into this amazing community of women that have changed my life, because we truly are a family. It's a family and it's a business. It's both, you know, and every person matters, whether you're a discount coach, a hobby coach, part-time coach, full-time coach, you don't know what kind of coach, it doesn't matter. Like, you're a part of this family, and we truly do serve one another and do our best to try to provide a solution. So it's such a gift. You know, you're here tonight, or you're listening because your coach invited you, and it was not to fill a spot in a downline. It was to fill a need in a mission. And so my prayer for you as we close tonight in prayer, and if anyone wants to add anything before I go lead us in prayer, is to ask, like, what could I give? What could this do for me? And then to ask for the courage to step into that. It is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable, but it's the best uncomfortable ever. Because I know now, even on a hard day when I struggle, that struggle is not what I have to live in. And I've learned that from coaching. Like, I've learned that there's better. I've learned that it's not about perfect. I've learned to love a body that's had 9 pregnancies. I've lost 2 babies, and I've walked through miscarriage with these women and the whole postpartum of that, and learning to not hate the stretch marks. And to me, that's the freedom I want to give to as many women as I can. You know, we were talking before the call about I have an addiction problem with brownies, so I don't keep them in the house. But that's okay. I don't have to beat myself up about it, right? And so that's what freedom is to me. And I just want to close tonight by asking you to think what freedom is for you, and what could you do to bless someone else with that gift through your story. So I don't know if anybody else has anything. I'm going to just see if there's any questions. I love the chat. That's the best part about being on live, besides like being on live. So cool. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and close us in prayer. Yeah, and if you have questions after this, you can message your coach too, and they can help with anything that you need. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this night. Thank you for this opportunity to serve and to share. God, I pray for everyone who's here listening, that you would stir in their hearts. And if you're calling them into this business, that you would just give them the confidence and courage to say yes. Lord, if for those listening to the recording, the same applies. Just to give them that courage to trust you, Lord, to let you paint a vision for them and a mission, and to help them to be obedient to what you're calling. Lord, I ask that you would bless the Freedom family, that you would bless every coach on this team, every challenger that we serve, to truly find and embrace freedom in the gift that they are, and the gift that their life is, and the gift that their body is. Lord, I pray in this holiday season that you would help us to feel connected to you. When we long for that connection, that you would draw us closer into your most beautiful heart. And as we wait for Jesus and his birth on Christmas Day, that the excitement we have, Lord, that you would help us to pour that excitement into our families and friends, and that in the midst of all the excitement, you would help us to slow down and take care of ourselves, to make sure we're filling our cup, that we're spending time with you, that we're spending time moving our bodies, that we're fueling our bodies well, that we're connecting with people that we love. Father, thank you for this amazing team, for this business, for Beachbody and the company and all that they provide. And I ask you to continue to bless us. And we pray all of this in your most holy name. Amen. Thank you, guys. Have an amazing night.